We'll give people a chance to load up. We're on.
Is that three?
We are. We're on.
3, 2, 1. We are live.
It just says recording, right? Up there?
That means we're recording. Yeah, it says recording.
Right. It doesn't say live. It just says record.
It just
We're
says
actually
recording.
talking.
All right. Hi.
Sook, how you doing, babe?
How are you?
Hey, you know, it's the little pre-show before the show. We'll talk about where we are when we start the show.
Where are we?
We are we're in a very exclusive studio.
Exclusive.
Parts unknown.
Parts unknown.
I can't really tell you where we are, but as people
you might have to kill
and,
me.
and
We don't want that to happen.
Yes, once
Can you lean
well,
forward a little bit? Wait, tie your shoe for a second there, Scott.
mine?
Yeah, a little bit more. A little more. Can't see the screen in the back.
What?
What?
Can't see the screen in the back. Just tilt your head forward. Ah, that's it.
there you
go.
go.
Oh, hey, Odyssey.
Hello, Odyssey.
There we are. Anyway, we're
Now
loading up.
everybody knows where we are.
We got a great show coming up today. In a little while, we have a young singer, a guy by the name of Chris Ruggiero, who's been on the show before.
Yes.
He
does like Christmas classics.
He's in his early 20s.
Right.
Good looking dude.
Standards.
And he's singing 50s, 60s. I mean, this guy's like, oh, pretty baby.
I know.
He's got the good hair. The women love him.
The women love him.
The men love him. The women love him.
Are you jealous because he has good hair?
Suki, I'm always jealous of these young guys who come in with good hair.
That have hair.
With good hair.
The two of them are very jealous of people who have hair. That's where we've transitioned
And then we've got Kevin Chamberlin's coming up. He is a actor, singer, Broadway star, Suk. And I got to tell you,
Broadway superstar.
With all, and we'll again once we once we hit the start, we'll talk about this again. But Kevin Chamberlin, I know your kids haven't gotten into the whole.
My daughter just started on.
Your daughter just started on Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
He plays Bertram, like kind of like this butler father figure to the kids. On Jesse, and I got to tell you, I watched it with my older daughter when she was younger,
Madison,
and Dilly, who's 13, looks like she's 22. Literally every time she's in the kitchen on her phone, she's got Jesse on a loop. So when with all the guests and celebrities we've had on,
I love it.
I told her Bertram from Jesse was coming.
She's
on.
like, no,
she freaked, Suki. Anyway, listen, let's light it up. Everybody's loading in. Everybody's lighting up. Philly Kid's going to share it up. The whole deal. Kevin Chamberlin, Chris Ruggiero coming up. Jeffrey, we'll do a little 3, 2, 1. We'll start the show officially. Boom, 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 boom.
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
Suki and Scott, that's 7 of hearts. Exactly.
What she said.
This is a sexy show.
Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey as they bring you the Suki and Scott Show.
You guys nailed it. You're great. You ask great questions. You listen.
I answered you because I have respect for you guys, and it was a question respectfully put.
The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor.
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
Entertainment.
Jesse's girl.
Wonderful.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
And optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Ultraviolet light, it gets in there and it just fights the kung flu, is that right? Okay.
Let's laugh together.
I love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
That's the best intro for a show I maybe have ever seen. Your intro is fantastic.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boy, it wasn't such a long time ago that Suki and I were sitting in our homes, alone in our homes, not together. We were in separate areas. Suki was in her kitchen. I was in my mother's basement. And look at us now. Everybody's going, wow, where the heck are you guys, Sue?
We're in a special place.
We're in a very special place.
That's
ladies and gentlemen.
taking us to the next level, actually.
Listen, I'm going to tell you what's going on here because we're in a huge studio with audience chairs, but it's very quiet because here's the deal. As Suki and I have told you, I started anchoring at a company called 1010 Wins here in a very famous radio station. They love me. I'm very big here. I get to get up at 1:30 in the morning. Suki finally met the management, and she confirmed.
Oh my God, I love him.
Anyway, in my travels around the office, I found this studio, and I've been sneaking around, setting it up with the camera, the lights, put the graphics up. So you got the folks from Odyssey back there. I said, Souk, I found us. I found a studio.
Found us a home in Odyssey.
Nobody even knows that we're in here. They're not
we
using it.
snuck in here.
We snuck in.
And we turned it on.
We turned everything on. You see how quiet it is. If I could turn the camera around, this is a huge studio. We're on a stage right now. And that's where we are. So, you know, whether or not we're going to do a couple shows from here, and we'll be in our old studio. But we got great things going on. And Souk, we got an amazing show coming up today.
Yeah, we've got some live guests that are going to show up live in person.
Well, first of all, we have Kevin Chamberlin's coming on. If you guys are fans of the Disney Channel, you know him as Bertram on Jesse. He's appeared on so many other shows, so many TV shows. He's been on Broadway. He sings, he dances, he's funny. And by the way, Souk, right now, Kevin Chamberlin has taken advantage of social media. He is a complete TikTok star. We're talking
superstar,
about
millions
of followers. This guy does incredible videos. We're going to talk to Kevin in just a minute. He's going to join us from out west. And then Chris Ruggiero.
If you like the standards, if you like the sounds of the seasons, if you just like looking at somebody that is absolutely, easy on the eyes. I'll just say he's very easy on the eyes.
Yeah, so he's joining us here in studio today. We'll see if we can add a third seat.
And he's got concert dates all around the country.
All around the country. And it's like, if you're 40 and above, you are going to love this kid, Chris Ruggiero. But anyway, Souk, Jeff, come on in for a second, because Jeff's still in his secluded area. We don't let him out.
We like to keep him in his hole.
Guy's probably not wearing pants right now.
Oh, gosh. Hey.
And
hey now.
Jeff, can you confirm that we are sitting here without the permission of the folks here in this studio?
You can't tell Scott anything. I mean, literally. I mean, the word's out now. We're live.
And listen, like we said, Kevin Chamberlin's coming up in a second. But before we get to him, Souk, little house cleaning I need to do.
Let's do some cleaning.
You know, you way back when you first started here in the New York area, you were at what, CBS 2?
Yeah, it was Channel 2.
You were a reporter?
I was a reporter.
Okay. Well, recently somebody sent me a text message with a little piece that you did as a young cub reporter here in New York,
right?
With Anthony Bourdain.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So I didn't take the whole piece because I wanted the parts where mainly you were on. Just a little piece, Suki. So here I want to take you back. How many years ago were you at CBS?
1996.
1996, ladies and gentlemen.
1997, actually.
Here she is, Suki, circa 1997. Take a look.
Somebody who orders their meat cooked to shoe leather consistency is less likely to notice a more tough piece of meat or an older piece of meat than someone who eats their meat properly cooked.
So now that you've heard the truth about bread in a restaurant, how you should prepare your meat when you order it, and also the truth about fish, what are the best days to eat out? Well, Chef Anthony says it's got to be Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
We're fresher and excited at the beginning of the week.
So the next time you find yourself at your favorite table, the menu is not the only thing you'll know. In Midtown, I'm Sukanya Krishnan.
Look at you.
I remember that day. All right, so there was an article in the Sunday New York Times about Kitchen Confidential.
Mm-hmm.
There's this new book out. There's this young chef out who actually is talking about the do's and don'ts, morning meetings, right, in a newsroom. And they're like, yeah, well, who do we put on it? Let's put Sukanya on it. So I'm like, okay. And I'm looking through the article. Remember back in the day, looking through the article, you're like, where am I going? And then you're highlighting, and then you're like, okay, I need to call. I had to go to Leal because he was still a chef at Leal at that time, which was on Park Avenue South. And I go to the restaurant, and they're like, oh, Anthony's got jury duty. I'm like, get out of here. He's got jury duty? I basically hunted him down on Center Street.
So funny.
That shot was on Center Street. There were no cell phones back then. He had a beeper that I got him on. He went to a payphone, said, yeah, meet me over here.
Right. And then you got to hope he meets you because you can't speak to him again.
Exactly. This is like 1990s. This is how far we've come. But yeah, someone told me about this, and I actually watched it, and I was like, oh my God.
So funny.
Yeah.
So funny.
And who knew Anthony Bourdain? And God rest his soul. I mean, he was just, even in that interview, you knew he was going to be a superstar. Yeah. You just knew it. He had that it quality. Kind of like you.
Well, listen, somebody sent that to me. I was like, oh my God, I got it. Tell Suki I want the credit.
I've been around. I think
it was Butch Seltzer sent that.
Butchie.
And real quick, before we bring Kevin onto the show, Sugi, I got to show you something. We did a little gift exchange, and somebody gave me a gift.
Oh, like a Secret Santa gift?
Yeah, kind of like a Secret Santa-ish type of gift. It was a T-shirt tailor-made for me to wear. And Jeff, throw that up because this was the design on the T-shirt, and it was really just spectacular.
I want to take a look at it.
Yeah, if you put that up right there, maybe Jeff can find.
Was it like the best gift ever?
This is the best gift ever.
Is it like something we should all be getting other people?
This is, I think, everybody should have this gift, Jeff. There it is.
Is it a Scott T-shirt?
That's the design that was on the shirt.
What in God's green earth?
Yeah, my niece's husband had me, and he went out. He took all these different pictures, and he got it designed on the shirt.
And you're like, this is the best gift ever.
This is the best gift ever. My daughter hasn't taken it off in 7 days. I love it.
Your daughter loves you.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we got a great show for you. Kevin Chamberlin coming up. Bertram from Jesse, of course, Broadway fame, Tony nominated. Take a look at Kevin, and then we'll bring him in on the other side. Watch.
I want to be in a Marvel movie. It's a dream, it would be so groovy. I could be the guy who returns Thor's hammer, or the evil villain's computer programmer. Pump some iron and go from zero to a Hulk-smashing, world-saving mutant hero. I'd rock the cranky boss who's looking for a headline, telling Lois and Clark that they better make that deadline. Wait, that's DC, because there are no small roles when you're in a Marvel movie. It's my lifelong goal to be in a Marvel movie. I'd report all our trolls, put me in a Marvel movie. Captain Marvel's rad, I would even play her dad. Anything in the MCU, oh, to be in a movie by Marvel or a Disney Plus series.
Is that how I have to do it, Kevin?
Kevin, you're on mute, bud. You got to unmute your mic. Do we have him on mute, Jeff?
There you go, Kevin.
Well,
how are you?
Hi, sorry about that.
Watch, Kevin. Hold on. Since we're recording, 3, 2.
Oh my God, he's got to be in a Marvel movie.
Oh, I know. They still haven't called yet. I'm so bummed.
What is going on? First of all, if that is some amazing thing that you, how did you put that together?
Production quality you got going on there.
I know. That was I made that with a friend of mine, Sam Kite, who helps me with all my TikToks, and we did it 2 years ago, just in front of a green screen, and then had a friend of his do the graphics, and I wrote and produced the music. And yeah, I mean, I'm amazed. I hadn't seen it in a long time. It looks really good.
It's so great. You know what's amazing, Kevin? Because they say, they always say social media, Instagram and TikTok, it's a young person's game. You got over 10 million followers on your TikTok page.
No, 10.2. 10.2.
10.2. That is a lot of pressure, man. You got to be putting out stuff all the time. Is that pressure on you to produce?
It's a lot of pressure, and I mean, I have to do at least 2 or 3 a week.
Wow.
And when I'm working, on a TV show or something, it's a lot harder than during COVID when I had no creative outlet, and that's what really made me want to start doing it, because it was like, oh wow, I can actually learn how to really make little movies and self-promote. And now I've even started teaching classes in it.
Teach me a class. I'm not even on TikTok, so I really need to get on TikTok. So you started this in COVID, and then you've now exploded. So this is
it's a funny story because Kristen Chenoweth.
Yeah,
she's a really good friend of mine, and I teach at her Broadway boot camp in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. And I'd never heard of TikTok. One of the students filmed me. She said, "Oh, do your line from Jesse." And Bertram's catchphrase is, he's the lazy butler. So he, if the doorbell rings, he'll go, "It's too far." and so I did that. And within an hour, it had 1 million hits.
That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
And so my friend Sam was like, "You need to get on TikTok." And the rest is history. So, the first 1 million or so followers were, from Disney Channel, but then you have to keep building it.
Wow, 10.2
million.
Kevin, they must be paying you a fortune off of TikTok, no?
You'd be surprised.
Is it a residual? Is it like a residual check they give you, or is it?
There's the thing called a creator fund, but
Oh.
it's sort of fizzled out. But I do get offers for branding deals and stuff.
Wonderful.
I mean, if I wanted to, I could get a lot of free stuff. I have nowhere to put things in my
unless it's from the Marvel universe, Kev.
Exactly.
I love it, Kevin. Listen, as I was telling Suki earlier, we've had 900 guests on this show and over 450 shows. My kids were freaking out when I said Bertram from Jesse's coming on the show. It was almost like, how the heck did you get him? And I said, well, I reached out to him basically. But listen, that when you get a role like that and it goes for a couple of years and it's almost one of those where it defines you and people as the kids know you as Bertram. When something like that ends, what's the feeling when a show like Jesse comes to an end and it's like, man, you had this steady gig week in and week out for so many years and such a how many years did it run? It was a few, right?
Well, the initial filming of it was 2011 to 2015.
Yeah.
We did a little over 100 episodes. And the boys were starting to get mustaches and
get older.
They all started when they were 8, 9, 10, and 11. And by the end, a couple of them were driving. So it was really wild to watch them grow up. And I'm still very close with them now. And in fact, Cameron Boyce, who tragically passed away of a seizure. We are part of his foundation that raises money for epilepsy, and it's a wonderful work that his parents are doing. So yeah, we all still keep in touch, and it is like a family. And it was really difficult. It was a very teary day, the last episode.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, no, it's got to be.
Debbie Ryan, Peyton List, Sky Jackson, and Cameron Boyce.
Peyton List she's huge on Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
List. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's huge now. It was funny when you were saying that out of all the 900 guests you have, your kids are excited about this. I have a funny story. I did a movie with Meryl Streep a couple of years ago called The Prom, and also Nicole Kidman was in it. So Meryl Streep, Nicole Kidman, and I are walking. We're filming at a middle school. And we're walking through the cafeteria, and all the kids start going crazy, and they have no idea who Meryl Streep and Nicole Kidman are. They're all screaming, Bertram, Bertram.
I love it.
And they're like, Meryl's like, what are they saying? What is that? And I'm really big in some circles.
That is so funny.
Well, let's circle back to that. What's it like working with Meryl Streep and Nicole Kidman? God. Gee whiz.
They did not disappoint.
I can imagine.
It was a really magical time.
Was that a pinch me moment?
Totally. And we, Meryl Streep came from the theater, and so we had a lot of mutual friends, and we talked a lot about doing 8 shows a week and Broadway, and we made our debut in the same theater at the Vivian Beaumont.
Oh wow!
Our first Broadway shows.
Yeah.
And just a real girl question: is Nicole Kidman's skin as beautiful as I think it is? It's like alabaster.
As beautiful as yours, Kevin?
Stunning. Well, it is 9:18 in the morning, so
her skin
I haven't done my regimen.
I feel like her skin is perfection. Like it is just like this.
Is stunning.
Yeah,
She's
like
stunning.
It's like milk. It's silky.
I was watching you give a graduation speech at Rutgers, where you graduated from Rutgers,
Jersey.
I was right. Grew up in Jersey. And one of the great line that you had at the graduation speech was, and I'm quoting you, is "Trust me, you're going to make mistakes, get fired, sleep with the wrong people," and the kids went nuts. They all went nuts.
I said, if you haven't already.
So true. The shenanigans of college.
Yes. That was such an honor to go back to Rutgers. I graduated in 85. So it was 38 years after the fact. And So that was really an honor. And to go back to the Mason Gross School of the Arts is where I got my acting degree.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And
Great school.
Let me ask you a question. When you're doing a show like Jesse, and when you're doing Broadway, I know you have Broadway is 8 shows a week, like you said. Is it? But you're doing the same script over and over again. Which one do you enjoy better? The 7, 8 to 8 shows a week, or the once a week taping of Jesse?
When you're doing one, you miss the other. Like when you're doing theater, you miss the money of television. And when you're doing television, you miss really crafting a performance. And because you have to do it so many times, you really go 3-dimensionally into a character, as opposed to television where you're just trying to memorize the lines and remember the lines. Like a lot of times you get the script 1-2 days before when you're doing a TV show. And I'm shooting one now that's been going on. It kept getting canceled because of the strike, and then and COVID, and it got delayed. So we've literally shot the pilot twice, and we're now on finally on the first episode. We're going back to work on Monday.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Strike's over. Everybody
Strike's
back.
over. Everyone's back to work, which is great news.
Yeah.
You've been in some great movies with some greats. I mean, we're talking about Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bomb Guy. NYPD Bomb Guy.
No guts, no glory.
No guts, no glory. What was that like to work with Bruce Willis?
Oh man, he was amazing. He really leads a cast very well. He would take us out on the town, and I mean, he was at his height,
right,
career-wise then. And Samuel Jackson, it was one of his first movies.
Oh yeah, those guys are running around the city, right?
Yeah, and Jeremy Irons. It was a great cast.
It's a Christmas classic.
Yeah.
Well, no, that was the first one.
That's the first one.
Oh, that's the first one. Okay. I'm sorry.
What's wrong with
Which
you?
shot in L.A.
Yeah.
That was L.A. And then so New York was, and then the second one was on a plane. And then the third, this was the third, Die Hard with a Vengeance, which was New York City, and it used New York so well. It really did. Yeah. It blew up one of the buildings on 6th Avenue. Yeah, I think it's the building that the Men's Warehouse was in or something.
Oh, God, yeah.
6th Avenue and like 18th, 17th.
Yeah. Street. Yeah, Men's Warehouse.
It opens up with that whole building exploding. It was so wild to watch.
Oh, it's amazing. You've been on Modern Family, right? Bunked, Grace and Frank. I mean, so many. I know you were in Chicago on Broadway. Also, Disaster, which I happen to see.
Oh wow! Yeah, have you had Seth Rudetsky on?
I remember Disaster came out. It was all songs of the 70s, right?
It was. Yeah, it was takeoff on Side Adventure, Earthquake, Towering Inferno, all the great Irwin Allen,
all the great 70s songs.
Yes,
I think Jaws was in there a little bit.
Yep. I sang "You're Still the One." That song. You remember that?
That's a Little Orleans.
Yeah.
How does that go? Good. You remember a little bit of it?
I don't. Are you gonna have to pay residuals on this?
No, go ahead. It's free. It's digital.
I'm always afraid to sing. Let's see. We've been together since way back when. I never want to see you again.
But I want you to know.
After all this time,
all these years,
you're still the one.
That can wipe away your tears.
Whisper in my ear.
That was her verse. That was her. I played the husband wife. The Shelley Winters and Jack Albertson in Poseidon Adventure.
Yeah,
that's what our characters were based on. That was her verse. I don't remember her verse.
Oh, boy, Shelley Winters can hold her breath in that movie, huh?
Oh man, she was so good. That movie, it still holds up.
Still does.
Hackman, right? Ernest Borgnine. Rogo, get him through, Rogo.
Yeah, I remember staring at that movie poster. Remember all the pictures were at the bottom of all the stars? They'd always do that with all those disaster movies.
The ship was upside down.
Yes.
Jelly swim. Oh, God.
She held her breath for like 7 minutes under that water.
And do you remember the big hit from that movie? There's got to be a morning after.
There's got to be a morning after.
I didn't know that was from that.
Yeah, she sang it, and they were celebrating New Year's Eve. And that's from who was the artist?
Maureen McGovern.
Maureen McGovern, yeah. And they had the very pretty girl who Red Buttons was into singing the song. She was the lead singer. Yeah, there's got to be a morning after.
I'm not that anymore.
Hold on through the night.
Oh my God!
Scott, you should be on Broadway.
Oh, Kevin, really you don't even know. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer.
We're only on Hudson Street. We got to make our way a couple of avenues. We got to go. We got to go up a couple of blocks.
And also Christmas with the Cranks, one of my favorites with the kids.
Oh, a perennial.
Tim Allen's coming on soon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
See if he remembers me.
What a great. Will he remember you? Should I ask him?
I don't know. Probably. I don't know. we had a funny scene together. A couple. That was shot in a. They created that whole neighborhood on in a parking lot of an old Boeing plant.
Wow.
And it was about 90 degrees. If you notice, there's snow everywhere.
Yeah.
But there isn't any steam coming out of anybody's mouth.
Because it was 90 degrees.
Yeah.
I love it.
And we're all bundled up. But of course, we've got like ice packs in our necks. But it was the opposite problem in Die Hard was funny. It ran over. It was really behind schedule. And I had the big bomb diffusing scene, and they had to go down to Charleston, South Carolina, because it got too cold in New York, because it begins, hot time, summer in the city. It's supposed to be like the hottest day of the year in New York. So we went down to Charleston, South Carolina to finish it. And they got a cold spell there. And so we all had to suck on ice cubes right before the take. And then right when they said action, you take the ice cube out and your breath doesn't steam up.
Steam up. Oh, how interesting.
It's an old trick.
Oh,
yeah.
Kevin, listen, man, thank you so much for stopping by. Where could people find you on TikTok at the 10 million that already know where you are?
10.2.
10.2 know where you are. You only need 355 million left in the country.
It's actually the population of LA, which amazed me. 10 million. LA County. They can find me. Just type in my name, Kevin Chamberlin, and I'll pop up. I'm the only one verified, and into TikTok and Instagram.
Excellent.
Thank you, my
Kevin,
man.
thank you so much.
What a joy. This was so much fun.
Thank you,
thank
bud.
you.
Thank you.
We're
Listen,
so happy
next
to have
time
you
you
here.
come back, I need you to know the words to Still the One by Orleans.
Or
All right.
the morning,
or
he has to learn the words the morning after, because he's like,
morning after.
I feel honored to have been the first guest in your new studio.
Oh,
you're the first guest in this new studio, which nobody knows we're in. It's great. If someone comes in and pulls us out in the middle, you know why. Kevin, thank you so much, but I appreciate it.
All right. Have a great day, guys.
Good luck to you, Kevin. Thank you.
Wow. Kevin Chamberlin, huh?
Such great stories. And you know what? I just learned some tips. Acting tips.
Bertram from Jesse.
Yeah.
Sook, we're not done. We've got a live guest here in studio. Well, there's Chris Ruggiero's coming up in just a second. Chris going to come hang out. Can I sing with him?
I think you can. But I think we'd like to just let him sing
a
little
little
bit.
You're not going to let me sing with him at all?
No.
You sure? Will you sing with him?
Let the professional do it.
You do it.
All right, I am a
You're a good
professional.
singer.
I'll do it.
You're
I'll
a
do
good
it.
singer.
I'll do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Ruggiero, and we're coming back on the other side. Stick around. Do not move a muscle. If we're not here when we get back, they threw us out.
Odyssey did.
Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back. The My Pillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've got the best pillow ever, My Pillow 2.0. When I invented My Pillow, it had everything you'd ever want in a pillow. Well, now there's new technology that makes it even better. My Pillow 2.0 has my patented fill combined with a cooling fabric with temperature regulating thread. My Pillow 2.0 is truly the next generation of My Pillow.
The best sleep just got even better. Whether you have a MyPillow or not, you need to get the brand new MyPillow 2.0. Call or go to MyPillow.com now. Use your promo code, and for a limited time when you buy one, you'll get a second one absolutely free.
You're sleeping even better.
And cooler, too.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
Visit MyPillow.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, back here on the Suki and Scott show. Sook, what a great show we've had. Kevin Chamberlin on before, Bertram from Jesse.
And now look who we have.
Don't even talk to me about this guy. He's too good looking, got a good voice, he's got the hair.
The hair is fantastic.
Oh, my God.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Ruggiero is his second time on the program. This kid can sing his brains out. Before we even talk to him, let me show you a little bit of Chris, and then we'll talk. Take a look at this.
Chris Ruggiero breathes new life into classic hits from the greatest era of American music ever.
I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby.
The timeless rock and roll of the 1950s, 60s, and 70s never sounded so good.
I was alone, I took a ride, I didn't know what I would find there.
His all-new show was sold out in Las Vegas and is now on tour. From his nationally televised PBS special to concert halls all over the country. Please welcome Chris Ruggiero.
Are you still mine?
So good. You're so good, Chris.
Thank you.
Yeah, a little too good for my liking.
Good looking.
Still mine.
He really, he still thinks he's in the Catskills right now.
Well, the Catskills were really great
At one point, yeah.
in time.
When I used to work there, absolutely. How you doing, bud? Good to see
I'm
you.
really good. Thanks for having me.
Dude,
back.
you're blowing up, man. You are blowing up. I see on all these morning shows all over the country. You're singing with our girl Darlene Love.
Yes, I love Darlene.
Christmas time is a boom for you. So you're on tour right now, right? You're all over the country into 2024.
Exactly. So I have 7 Christmas shows left now. I already did a couple in the last couple of weeks. So just gearing up to continue to do these Christmas shows until Christmas is here, and then the Christmas season is over and the next set of shows come. But I want to just sit and relax for the Christmas shows because these are my favorite shows, the Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
So I want to really enjoy it. So I hope it goes by slow, and I enjoy these shows so much.
We got an extra week this year for the holiday season.
Oh, that's true.
We do.
That's
So
right.
everybody's kind of enjoying it. So let me ask you a question, Chris. The standards, the music that you're singing, you're a young person. How did you get involved with singing this kind of music?
What can I tell you? When I was young, so when I was in school, I guess middle school.
You mean when you were younger?
When I was
younger.
When I was in middle school, all the kids my age were listening to like Justin Bieber and Taylor Swift at the time and other singers. And at that time, I didn't know one single song that was on the radio. I couldn't really connect with it,
Really?
and therefore I couldn't really connect with the kids my age because
Wow.
I had an affinity for things of the past, And it was my grandfather who introduced me to the music of the 50s and 60s. We were in his car one day on our way to my baseball game, and he had a CD playing from the 50s. His friend Larry Chance and the Earls. Larry just passed away, unfortunately.
Larry Chance and the Earls.
But it was his CD playing, and I heard it, and I said, "What is that?" And he said, "That's called doo-wop."
Doo-wop.
I said, "What's doo-wop?" So for me, it was like a digital discovery because I went home and I downloaded every song I could possibly find that had anything to do with doo-wop. So all of the greatest songs from back then, songs by Darlene Love, The Righteous
Do you remember what the
Brothers.
first one was that you kind of got into? The first song, you remember?
I would say the first group was the Platters for me, and the Righteous Brothers. Those were always of my top.
What's the
favorites.
Platters' big song? What's their big?
There's so many. Only You,
Oh,
My
right.
Prayers.
Only you
Exactly.
can make
my dreams.
This world seem bright.
Okay, this world. He's like,
can make my world seem bright. Come on, Suki. What's wrong with you?
But we knew the first of it. We knew the beginning of
Yes.
it.
That's bad. That's
So
so
I
fun.
understand. So many.
All that, they had so many great songs. And the reason I love that music is because it has so much meaning to it.
Yeah.
The lyric is timeless.
Yeah.
The melody is great. So those are songs that don't go out of style. And I even like to say now, it doesn't matter what year the song came out. As much as I love music of the 50s and 60s, it could have came out in 1930, 40, could have came out 3 months ago.
Right.
As long as it's got a great lyric and it tells a story, it doesn't matter.
Well, it's kind of like you're carrying the torch for your generation too. You know what I mean? It's like, you're like that little bridge that connects the old with the new, and I love it. And what a great connection with your grandfather. Just saying.
Exactly. And there's so many songs that my generation loves from the 50s and 60s.
Doo-wop was created in Brooklyn, if I'm correct.
Was it a Brooklyn thing?
I think it was a Brooklyn thing.
Brooklyn, the Bronx.
Yeah.
It was definitely a New York, New Jersey sound.
Thing.
And that's really what I started listening to and singing. And of course, in my show now, I do more stuff from the 60s, 70s. We try and turn the dial back now.
I love that stuff.
But from doing that, we see that now there'll be a grandma in the audience.
I love it.
And the children and the grandchildren. So now it's like a multi-generational show because I sing some songs from only a couple months ago all the way to the 50s.
Yeah, and the great thing is we talk about Darlene Love, but you get to sing and join some of these other groups on stage that you listen to yourself, right?
It's a dream come true. The first time I was in the studio, I was in the studio with the Righteous Brothers.
Oh my God!
I was recording a song, and Bucky, who is the Bobby Hatfield vocal now in the group since Bobby passed away. And Bucky's amazing, by the way. Bucky's my vocal coach.
Oh wow!
And so we went into the studio to record a song. My very first time in the studio, and Bill Medley came into the studio. And I really didn't know he was coming. I figured he probably wouldn't, but he did. And I was so nervous because I didn't really know what the heck I was doing. This was a couple of years ago.
Right.
And Bill stayed in the studio. We were there for 4 hours. He was there for 4 hours coaching me with Bucky and with my manager and producer, Joe.
That's amazing.
And so for 4 hours, I was singing in front of Bill Medley. And I don't know, does it get any better?
Did you sing any of his songs for him?
No, we were just working on one particular song, and he helped so much that we stayed there for hours, and he couldn't believe that I sang for 4 hours straight, and he gave me a big hug afterwards. And that was the first time we ever met. It was great.
Oh, that is amazing, man.
Since, and he's come to see me at my show in Las Vegas.
Wow.
So it's just you never know who's going to come to the shows now, especially.
Look at all the people he has in his phone.
Peter, I see you with Peter Noon from Herman's Hermits.
We do a lot of shows together, Peter Noon, and we have quite a few coming up in Florida. Actually, he's great.
He's the I'm Henry VIII. I am
Henry VIII. I am.
I was married to the girl next door.
He has so many hits. You don't even realize it until you go and see his show. You say, "Oh my God, he sang that one and this one." And it goes 20 hits. I'm not even exaggerating.
Right.
Every show we do together, I go out in the audience and I watch his show.
Right.
It never gets old. And there's a lot to learn.
Are they the guys who sing Something Tells Me I'm Into Something Good? From Naked Gun. I know that from Naked Gun because it was great.
A ton of he sounds great still, and he's really a top-notch entertainer. I learn a lot from him.
So you started out with your grandfather, and then how did it just kind of crescendo into this when you said, all right, I want to make this my career. I want to do this for real.
Well, I decided to start doing this actually the week before the entire world shut down because of the virus. So
wow.
All about timing. It was the perfect time. But that's when I started working with Joe Mirioni, my producer and manager. I found someone who believed in me.
Yeah.
Wow.
And to tell you the truth,
I heard he's a great guy, by the way.
He is. I never really knew that I could be a singer because I thought that in order to be a singer, you had to have a big hit. Songs like Unchained Melody, the Righteous Brothers and Peter Noon songs and Darlene songs. And it turns out there are so many singers who actually didn't have hits. And they trade off of just being a great entertainer and storytellers.
Absolutely.
And that's what Joe brought to my attention. And then one day I was watching a video of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons singing at the Capitol on the 4th of July. And when I saw that video and I saw how many people were out there happy because Frankie Valli made them happy through the music and the stories, I said I would love to make just 1/10 of that amount of people happy one day in my show. And I called Joe up and I said, I want to do this full time.
Oh, I love it.
Nice.
I love it.
And that was that.
What's your? I know you got a Frankie Valli in you. What's your favorite?
Can't take my eyes off.
Yeah.
I do it in my show.
Give me a little bit of
I
that.
love you, baby, and if it's quite all right, I need you, baby, to warm the lonely night. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, you can help me.
Oh, pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray. Oh, pretty baby, now that I found you, stay. Oh, pretty baby.
We're gonna go to the end.
Trust in me when I say you're just too good to be true.
Can't take my eyes off of you.
That was
You're
nice. We
like
sang it in the
heaven to
right.
touch.
That was all
I
in the
wanna
same key.
What movie was that in? Quick, come on. What'd they use that movie
I
in?
don't know.
Robert De
Probably a
Niro,
million of
Christopher
them.
Walken,
What was it? in
Vietnam.
Goodfellas? I don't know.
Deer Hunter, bro.
Was
I've
it?
never seen.
You never seen a Deer Hunter? Oh,
You're the second person that brought up Deer Hunter.
you know what? There's a scene in Deer Hunter. I think they're playing pool. They're all hanging out, just grizzled war guys, right? And it comes on the jukebox, and they all start singing it, and it's great. If you ever get a chance, it's Deer Hunter with De Niro. Just put it on YouTube.
I've never been deer hunting. So
Yeah.
Tis the season.
Yeah, 'tis
They're
the season.
everywhere.
I see it. They're all on the
What's
side
your
of the
favorite?
road.
What's your favorite holiday song that you love to do?
I think Sleigh Ride. Sleigh Ride, because it just gets you into the Christmas spirit.
Yeah,
And so many great singers sang that over the years. Johnny Mathis recorded it. Ronnie Spector of the Ronettes recorded it. So many people recorded that song. And so when I sing it, and when I sing Darlene's song, Christmas Baby, Please Come Home, I just see it in the audience. The energy changes so much because it brings back so many memories of maybe when they were a little kid and they were opening up their Christmas presents on Christmas morning and Christmas Eve. And so that's why I love those songs. And for me too, they bring back all great memories of being at my grandmother's house on Christmas Eve with all my cousins. We were 50 people in a little basement that really could only fit 10.
And the table was,
according to the fire department. And we used to have 50 people, and the table was 20 feet long and filled up the entire basement. But that's what we did.
And that's the best. It's the best. It's the best. It's the
It
season.
really is.
I was going to say, we had the pleasure of interviewing Darlene Love.
Yeah.
And she told us so many stories. What have you learned from her?
Well, a lot. When I recorded the song in the studio, Grown Up Christmas List last year, I feel like I grew as a singer with every line that she sang, because we did record it together in the same studio in Power Station, right here in the city. And listening to her sing, I learned a lot, and I tried to better myself with every line that I sang to try and match her energy. She's a great singer.
And she's still doing it.
Yeah.
That's the incredible part.
Well, listen,
She loves it.
if you're in the New York City area, you don't even have to wait too long to see Chris. He's got a show coming up on Sunday.
That's right.
And where is it again?
I'm in Yorktown.
In Yorktown, in Westchester. Take a look. You don't have to tell us. Just take a look.
Unfortunately,
What?
Chris Ruggiero's Christmas show captures all the magic of the most wonderful time of the year.
Just hear those sleigh
And on December 10th, he'll be performing his Christmas spectacular at Yorktown Stage, singing all the songs you know and love.
nuts roasting.
For tickets, visit yorktownstage.org or call 914-962-0606.
A very special Christmas.
Forget everything you just saw. The show sold out. But that's a good thing.
But you just got a taste of how wonderful it is and why you need to catch Chris in action all across the country.
Does anybody in the audience throw you like room keys or any types
Any
of
good stories?
clothing?
Is this rated X? Will they allow this?
Yeah. Lay it on us.
I haven't gotten the room keys, but I've had a woman come up and just tell me in my ear a number, which was the room number.
Really?
And it took me a second. Why is she saying 301?
These are your lucky numbers.
What does 301 mean? And I'm looking around. I've gotten underwear brought in backstage by the security guards in my dressing room with notes on them.
I love it.
But I love it.
You love it's your fan base.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
And
It is.
I think it's great. Let them have fun and have at it. It's great.
And by the way, not only is the guy an unbelievable singer, but you love to cook too, right?
I do.
So many videos of you not only singing but doing recipes in the kitchen.
Unfortunately, I love to eat too.
Yeah. You look like you're overeating a little, bro.
Well,
you got to
I
slim it
just
down.
lost a couple pounds because I realized I had to put all my Christmas suits on that I hadn't worn since last year.
And you're like,
so I put them on and they were a little snug. So
favorite
that's okay.
recipe?
Oh, I love making pasta from scratch though. Like if I have like 5 hours with nobody around, I'll make ravioli from scratch and stuff them with like ricotta and spinach and garlic. And then make my own sauce, some kind of cream sauce.
I gotta move him into my house.
Really?
Every Sunday I cook for like 20 people.
He's eating takeout every night.
Yeah, dude. My wife doesn't cook.
Well, that's okay.
She doesn't cook.
She does other things really well. That's why they've been married for so long.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
She does laundry very well.
Well, that's good because that's one thing I don't do.
I love when 2024 hits. What are some of the cities? I know you got a New Year's Eve in Boca?
I do. New Year's Eve in Boca. I'm really excited about that because it's not far from home for me, and a lot of my family and friends will be there. So that's really nice that I get to spend it with them. But that's going to be a really, really nice event. We're going to have a live band, of course, as always, and a horn section, and it's going to be great food.
I just love that wall of sound that comes at you, right, with a live band. There's nothing like
with
it.
The horns.
With the horns.
To me, there's just no other way.
And do you, I mean, it's got to be great for you because, you know, we've done it stuff in front of live audiences and when you're just getting that energy back from the audience, that's got to be like the ultimate high for you.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I love about a New York audience, a New York, New Jersey audience, Florida, because there's a lot of New Yorkers. They have that energy. But there's shows that I do like in Las Vegas, for instance, or in Wheeling, West Virginia, when I go there, or Pittsburgh, where they have even more energy, and it's incredible. And those are some of my favorite places to perform, which I'm going back to this year.
I just had a moment. I feel like you need to have a, what is it called in Las Vegas, where you just have a hotel and you just have your
residency.
A residency. Would that be something you're interested in?
I would love that, actually. And I will be in Vegas in a couple weeks for my Christmas show. That's my last Christmas show of the season. That's on the 20th at a place called Notoriety. It's this new room. It's really high tech. They have beautiful screens.
Whoa.
The sound is amazing.
Phenomenal.
Even if you're bad, they make you sound really good.
I love you. You're so humble.
That's another reason I like to sing there. But so that's that. And then 2024, I have a bunch more shows coming up and places that I've been to 1 or 2 or 3 times before that. Thankfully, they've invited me to come back.
I love it.
That's really nice.
That's always good news.
You with Whoopi up there,
Yes, it is.
a little
There we are.
ABC, right? Good Morning America.
Yeah, that was Good Morning America.
With Darlene Love.
Yeah,
that was with Darlene. That was like a dream come true.
What was that like?
I think that was the best day of my life.
Really? Oh,
You're like,
wow.
It was.
Well, I thought this is the best day of your life, bro. Right
this
here.
was the best day of my life
Of
today.
This week.
Right. So much more to come.
Yeah. Give me your favorite. Give me like 30 seconds favorite holiday tune.
Just hear those sleigh bells ring-a-ling, ting, ting-a-ling-a-ling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Next time I'll teach you the background.
Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up.
That's the Atlas version. That's right. You know it.
Dude, I'm
I need
such
some
a
background singers for this Saturday and Sunday because I have a show Saturday in Pennsylvania, and there are some.
Well, we don't go to
tickets left.
Pennsylvania, but we'll come to Yorktown Heights.
Give
as
you a couple of
Couple
meatballs
of
and ravioli.
meatballs and ravioli. Fresh ravioli.
We can have some
with good
background
sauce.
singers.
You're just too good to be true.
I mean, I gotta imagine that has to be some of the best music. I think the American Songbook.
Yeah.
For me, I think that's
Yeah, we
the
like to
music
call
of
it the
this-
pop rock American Songbook.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
Love it.
And that's really what it is, and that's a lot of the stuff I sing.
Bro, you're amazing.
You
Thanks
are.
for having
I love
me.
it,
Thank
man.
you so
I love
much
it. How
for
old are you
coming.
now?
I'm 24.
Yeah,
24.
he's so
Jesus.
young.
I know, I'm
you
getting there.
haven't even
So,
you haven't
you
even
haven't even
peaked
started
yet, bro.
yet.
You haven't even peaked.
started.
Thank
It's
you.
so exciting.
I'm so old.
I know. I know.
Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Ruggiero.
Thank you.
What's the website people can go find you?
ChrisRuggieroSings.com.
ChrisRuggieroSings.com. You can find all his dates. He's coming near you. He's all over the
And you
country.
can stream me everywhere.
And thank you for coming in our new
Yeah, dude,
studio.
thanks.
for having me.
Thanks.
It's beautiful. I'm glad we didn't get kicked out.
You are the first in-person guest here in our new studio. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us. New studio once in a while. Anyway, before we go, we leave you with our boy Philly Kid. Of course, we don't end the show without Philly Kid. Speaking of great singers, we love you guys, and we'll see you next time. Tim Allen, Mary Lou Henner coming up on the next show when you see us again from this studio. Take care. We love you.
Looking back on the memory of the dance we shared neath the stars above. For a moment, all the world was right. How could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. Holding you, I held everything. For a moment, wasn't I the king? But if I'd only known how the king would fall, yeah, who's to say? You know, I might have changed it all. And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. Yes, my life is better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance.
I'll start.
Go ahead.
Okay, I will kick it off. Ready?
One truth, one lie.
One truth, one lie.
And I'm
Suki.
picking the truth.
You have to pick the truth. You could say that's a lie or that's the truth. You go
Okay.
whichever way you want. So, Suki, I was arrested with two friends of mine on spring break in Daytona Beach for throwing water balloons on the chief of police from a hotel window. I am deathly afraid of clowns.
The truth would be getting arrested.
Yes, Suki, you are correct. Nicely done. 1984 Daytona Beach.
I know.
Go ahead now.
Okay, let's do this one. Ran with the bulls. Tandem jumped out of the plane.
So you ran with the bulls in Pamplona? Tandem jumped out of a plane. I'm going to go with, I think ran with the bulls is a lie.
Wrong!
Oh, come on, you ran with the bulls?
Don't ever throw me out of a plane because I'm just not going to do it.
You ran with the bulls in
I ran with the
Spain?
bulls and ran right into a cantina and hung out there like I was just done.
Damn,
And
all right.
it depends on where you are in the pack as to how dangerous it was.
All right, Suki, we continue on. George Lopez coming up in about 3 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Suki, as a kid, I was in love with Marcia Brady from the Big Bunch. And Suki, my father once stood outside my classroom in 12th grade with a Gilligan's Island lunchbox, shouting, "My son, you forgot your peanut butter and jelly."
I believe your father actually did that in 12th grade.
You are
because
correct, Suki.
Everything that you told me about your dad makes me think he did something
And you know
like
what?
that.
As much as I love Marcia Brady, I was all about Ginger and Mary.
You were always about Ginger?
Ginger, yeah.
You like Ginger or you like Marianne?
Both, Suki.
At the same time?
Fantasies about both.
all
Let's
right.
keep it moving.
Okay, let's keep it moving. Let's see. President of the PTA or president of the college senior class?
You were so present in college senior class.
I was.
Because you hate your PTA. That's great. You were the president of your senior class?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's great. Here we go. Last one.
Okay.
Last round. Suk, here you go. While playing around with a bow and arrow when we were kids, my brother shot me in the forehead with an arrow from about 15 feet away.
Okay.
I can type 145 words a minute.
Type 145 words a minute.
Oh, is what, Suki?
Is the truth.
Oh, sorry. My brother did shoot me in the head with an arrow.
That made me laugh. My bracelet fell off. That's okay.
Last one. Go ahead.
All right. Voted most likely to succeed in high school or won a shot competition.
Oh, you won the shot.
I did.
Nice job, Suk.
When I lived in Spain, we did a bunch
I learned
of
a
shot
lot about
competitions,
you.
and you earned money. So what did I do? I did the shot competition.
Suk, before George comes in, I got one bonus for you. One.
Bonus.
Truth or lie? Suki, a girl I was seeing broke up with me because she said I was too funny and didn't take anything seriously enough.
Where's the other one?
No, I said, this is it. Truth or lie? That one right
Oh,
there.
truth.
Absolutely. You believe that? This chick called
I'm
me.
always like, can we have a serious conversation? He's like, do we have to?
This girl calls me on a Monday, Suki. I made her laugh too much over the weekend, and we can't. Unbelievable.
Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back. The My Pillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've got the best pillow ever, My Pillow 2.0. When I invented My Pillow, it had everything you'd ever want in a pillow. Well, now there's new technology that makes it even better. My Pillow 2.0 has my patented fill combined with a cooling fabric with temperature regulating thread. My Pillow 2.0 is truly the next generation of My Pillow.
The best sleep just got even better. Whether you have a MyPillow or not, you need to get the brand new MyPillow 2.0. Call or go to MyPillow.com now. Use your promo code, and for a limited time when you buy one, you'll get a second one absolutely free.
You're sleeping even better.
And cooler, too.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
Visit MyPillow.com.
This is one of the hottest years ever. Everyone's moving inside, so power bills are up. And professional fan or AC installs could cost you thousands. Well, now you can install a fan faster than a handyman can with Breeze Bright, the simple screw-in ceiling fan that delivers a cool, refreshing breeze anywhere, anytime. Simply screw Breeze Bright into any light socket. Then use the convenient remote control to get a powerful, cool breeze with a sleek, modern design. But here's the really bright idea. With one push of the remote button, you get a brilliant LED light as well. Amazing! Now, from the comfort of your couch, you can light up the room and cool down the room at the same time. Don't spend thousands on new AC or hundreds on fans when you can beat the heat with Breeze Bright. Call or log on now to get Breeze Bright and the handy remote control for the low factory price of only $29.99. But wait, as part of this TV-only special, you can double the offer and get a second Breeze Bright. Just pay a separate fee, and shipping is free. Get your Breeze Bright with free shipping now. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Order yours today.
Hanging pictures used to be a painful experience. They end up crooked, and there's holes all over your walls. Introducing Hang Hero, the patented picture hanging tool. Look, just measure and push. Hang Hero's perfectly placed nails make hanging pictures fast and easy. Drop the nails into the magnetic cylinder. Our adjustable handle instantly measures your picture. Place it on the wall, adjust the level, and push to pop the nails into place. Nails are at the perfect depth and angle every time. It used to take multiple people to hang pictures in the past. Not anymore. Just load the nail into the magnetic cylinder so they don't fall out. Next, slide the handle for the perfect width. No measuring tape. Place it right where you want it. Straighten with the built-in leveler and give it a push for perfectly level pictures in seconds with Hang Hero. We time-lapse this side by side. On the left, she's still measuring, but with Hang Hero, she's done in under 20 seconds. Hang Hero makes hanging pictures by yourself fast, easy, and flawless every time. And it holds up to a whopping 10 pounds. There's more. Slide off the adjustable handle for single projects that need just one nail. Hang anything in seconds with Hang Hero. Just pop and hang every time.
Hang it here, hang it there, hang it anywhere. Hang it like a pro with Hang Hero. HangHero.com.